This is a Figma design that I generated. It's a checkout flow. It has multiple screens, a lot of interactive elements. Our developer's already taken a look at it, and your PM already signed off on it. Now it's your turn. You need test cases. Easy, right? You covered things like form validation, payment flow, error states, responsive behavior notes, and edge cases the design itself implies but nobody wrote down. We went from Figma screenshot to complete test suite. Now, is this actually useful? Is it accurate? And does it catch things your team would actually miss? That is what this video is about. Let's get started. Today, we're talking about one of the most underappreciated gaps in the QA process, the gap between design and testing. Here's how it usually goes. A designer hands off a Figma file, developers build from it, QA gets a story in Jira, maybe with the Figma link, maybe not. And then the QA has to mentally map the UI back to the test coverage. That translation process takes time, and more importantly, it creates gaps. The visual complexity of a design, the interaction states, the error messages, the edge cases that are implied by the UI structure, those rarely make it fully written into requirements. And if it's not in the requirements, it often doesn't make it into the test suite. QA Touches AI can read a Figma screenshot directly and generate test cases from what it sees. Visual understanding, not just test parsing. Today, I'm going to show you how that works, what it catches, where it still needs your input, and why this changes the design view conversation in your team. Let me describe the design to test gap in concrete terms, because I want you to recognize this in your own workflow. The designer creates a UI in Figma. It's detailed, it covers things like hover states, active states, disabled states, error messages, loading indicators, and empty states. The design is comprehensive. It's done its job. Then it goes through handoff. The developer gets the design specs, the product manager writes a user story, and somewhere in that chain of communication, a lot of the visual details get compressed into prose or dropped entirely. By the time a test case writer sees the requirement, they're working from a summary of a summary. The nuance of the design, the specific error message on this specific field when this specific condition is met, that detail has often been lost. And so test cases get written against the prose, not the design. The coverage you end up with reflects the quality of the written requirements, not the quality of the actual UI. This is why design-related bugs are so common in production, not because QA misses them intentionally, but because nobody translated that design detail into testable scenarios. QA Touches AI changes this by reading the design directly. Here's the interface. You can see that QA Touch supports generation from multiple source types: Jira stories, documents, and images. The image option is what we're using today. You can use any image, a Figma export, a screenshot from InVision, a wireframe, even a photo of a whiteboard sketch. The AI is looking for UI structure, so the clearer the design, the better the output, but it handles rough wireframes too. This is the screen I'm uploading. It's a checkout form. You can see there's a shipping address section, an order summary panel, and a continue to payment button. I can just drag this image into QA Touch, select the test cases box, and choose Generate AI Test Case. And within a few seconds, you can see it's generate a test case. It says verify shipping information entry and order summary display in checkout process. It gives a description. This test case verifies that the user can correctly enter shipping information including name, email, phone, and address, and that the order summary with subtotal, shipping, tax, and total is displayed correctly before proceeding to payment. It's given us a type, a priority, and you'll just need to select which module you want this added to. If you click on the Steps tab, you can actually see the steps to complete. Each step has a description and an expected result. Now you can also generate multiple test cases in one go. This time I've chosen Generate Multiple Test Cases using AI Image. Let's drop the same image here. Notice that it has a test case limit. Mine's set to 10. It has some checkboxes, so you can check for functional UI, UX, security, performance, compatibility, and accessibility. Make sure this is set on test cases up there and choose Generate. All right, after a few moments, you can see that it's generated multiple test cases. So it looks like we have 9 here in total. Each test case will have its own steps, so you can look at steps for the first one by clicking this button here. You have steps and expected results for each. If you wanted to, you can go in and edit these inline or delete the step. Same thing for the title. If you don't like the title, you can edit that here. And basically, after you have reviewed everything, you just select a module where you want it to go and save your test cases to your repository. Let's take a quick peek at what test cases it gave us. So it gave us verify mandatory fields, accept valid input, validate error on empty mandatory fields, verify invalid email format validation, verify phone number fields, accepts valid formats, verify button navigation from shipping to payment, back to cart button navigates correctly, check order summary totals update correctly, verify UI highlight on current step in progress indicator, and validate placeholder text format for phone number. All of these test case titles sound clear and explain exactly what is expected out of each test. Each test case type was correctly categorized in either functional or UI UX. And your next step as a QA would be to validate that all of the steps are actually correct and valid based on your requirement specification. Let's be honest about where AI visual analysis is strong and where you still need human judgment. The AI is very good at identifying visible UI elements and their states. It catches form fields and their validation requirements. It identifies interactive components. buttons, checkboxes, dropdowns, and toggles, and generates scenarios for each. It infers conditional UI behavior when design states are shown. It recognizes common error patterns and generates cases for them. And it picks up on accessibility indicators, form labels, button contrast, tooltip presence. What it doesn't catch, or catches with less reliability, is business logic that isn't visible in the UI. If there's a rule that says users with premium accounts skip the payment step, the AI won't know that from looking at the design. It also won't know your specific backend error codes, your organization's naming convention, or environment-specific behavior. That's why the review step matters. Think of the AI as a very good junior tester who has seen every UI pattern there is, but doesn't know your specific application's business logic. You bring the business context. The AI brings the visual coverage. Here's how I'd recommend integrating Figma to test case generation into a real workflow. Step 1. Get involved in design reviews. Before developers start building, QA should be looking at Figma files, not as an afterthought, but as a stakeholder. When you're in that review, you're asking questions about edge cases, error states, and interaction behavior. Those questions improve the design and your eventual test coverage. Step 2. Run AI generation during or immediately after design review. Export the Figma screens and run them through QA Touch while the design is still fresh in your mind. You'll review the output with much more context. Step 3 is to use the AI output to drive a conversation with designers. Here's a workflow pattern I love. Generate the test cases, then share them with the designer and say, here's what I'm going to test based on your design. Is there anything this doesn't cover? Designers often have context about intended behavior that never made it into the spec. That conversation surfaces gaps before a single line of code is written. And step 4 is to finalize and organize. Edit the AI output, remove anything that doesn't apply, add business logic scenarios, assign priorities. You're not starting from scratch. You're editing a first draft. The net result is a QA process that starts at design, not after development is done. That shift alone catches an enormous number of defects before they ever get built. Let me give you a few examples of real design to test gaps that this workflow consistently catches. Empty states. Most designs have no data or empty list states somewhere. It's often visually distinct, but it frequently gets skipped in test coverage because the story doesn't mention it explicitly. AI analysis of the design sees it and generates a test case. Loading and transition states. If the design shows a spinner or skeleton loader, the AI will generate a case for what happens during the loading state. Can the user interact? Does the navigation work? What if it times out? Disabled UI elements. Buttons that are only active under certain conditions, form fields that lock after submission, sections that are read-only for certain user roles. The AI identifies these from visual cues in the design and generates coverage for the state transitions. These are consistently the categories where manual test case writing from requirements leaves gaps. Visual AI analysis closes these gaps at the source. If you want to try this with your own design system, QA Touch has a free trial at the link below. You can upload a Figma export on day one. No configuration required, and see exactly what test cases the AI generates from your actual UI. Try it on a screen you know well, see what the AI finds that you might not have written manually. I think the results will surprise you. And drop a comment below. I want to know what kind of designs you're testing. E-commerce, enterprise dashboards, mobile apps. That'll help me know what demo content to create next. Subscribe for more QA workflow videos. New content every week. See you in the next one.